If you feel tired of life but can't quite explain why, stay with me for the next few minutes, because what you are about to hear may be the turning point your soul has been waiting for. Perhaps, for the first time in a long while, you will realize that this tiredness is not weakness, not ingratitude, and certainly not failure. It is a powerful calling for an inner rebirth that only a mature, elegant, and conscious woman is truly able to answer. There is a kind of feminine emotional exhaustion that does not show in the body, but weighs heavily in the eyes, in the silence, in the desire to step away from the noise of the world. It is the weariness of a woman who has given too much, tried too hard, explained herself too many times, and now feels, deep within, that something must change. Not outside, but within. And if you feel that life has lost some of its sparkle, that conversations no longer nourish you, that obligations feel heavier than before, know this: it does not mean you are lost. It means you are awakening. A mature woman goes through stages no one teaches her how to navigate. Stages where external success no longer compensates for inner emptiness, where pleasing others stops being a priority, where merely surviving is no longer enough. And this is the precise point where inner rebirth begins, when the soul starts asking for alignment, truth, and emotional elegance. Mature glamour is not only about visible luxury. It is about inner luxury. It is the sophistication of choosing yourself without guilt. It is understanding that peace is wealth, that silence is medicine, and that time is the most valuable asset you possess. Throughout your life, you learn to be strong, resilient, responsible. You learn to carry pain in silence, to take care of everyone else, to keep going even when exhausted. But no one taught you how to stop and ask what you truly want now. No one told you that changing your mind is also maturity. No one warned you that reaching your 40s, 50s, or 60s would bring such deep self-awareness. And the tiredness you feel today is the result of living a life that no longer matches who you have become. That realization can hurt, but it also sets you free. Because feminine emotional exhaustion is a portal. It appears when the soul refuses to live on autopilot, when the heart demands meaning, and when the body asks for respect. Many women try to ignore these signs. They distract themselves, stay busy, numb their feelings. But the calling returns, stronger, like a quiet restlessness, a need for distance, a deep urge to reorganize everything. And that is where the so-called feminine existential crisis is born, not as a problem, but as an opportunity for rebirth. Feminine awakening happens when you realize you no longer want shallow relationships, toxic environments, or commitments that drain your energy. When you begin to consciously choose where to place your presence. Because presence is energy, and energy is life. Inner rebirth does not require abandoning everything. It requires letting go of what abandons you every single day. It asks you to release old versions of yourself that have already fulfilled their purpose. Yes, that can be frightening. Every true transformation involves goodbyes. It involves saying no. It involves losing the applause of those who only loved your submissive version. But the woman who is reborn understands that pleasing everyone costs too much. It costs her essence. Gradually, you begin to feel the desire to slow down, to simplify, to care more deeply for your inner world. You realize that self-care is not selfishness, it is emotional survival. Sophisticated self-care is not superficial luxury. It is a necessity of the soul. Small rituals begin to matter. A cup of tea enjoyed slowly, a piece of music that reaches deep inside, a perfume worn only for yourself, a moment of silence without guilt. And these simple gestures begin to return you to yourself, because conscious pleasure is a powerful form of healing. Mature glamour reveals itself when you stop chasing what exhausts you and start moving toward what nourishes you. With this shift comes a new definition of success. Perhaps success now means sleeping well, having time, having peace, having emotional autonomy. Perhaps success means choosing freely, saying no without explanation, leaving without justification. That is freedom. Fear will appear, of course. Fear of making mistakes, fear of being alone, fear of disappointing others. But the mature woman learns that living only to avoid fear is the fastest way to lose herself. She understands that courage is not the absence of fear, it is a decision. As you honor this new phase, something changes in your posture. You speak less. You observe more. You react less. You feel more. You become selective, quieter, more whole. You understand that not everything deserves a response, and not every opinion deserves your attention. This is emotional elegance, the true feminine luxury. A luxury that cannot be bought, only built through awareness. You may already be experiencing the clear signs of this inner rebirth. The desire to change habits, reassess relationships, seek feminine self-knowledge, consume uplifting content, step away from what drains you, and care for your emotional health. To look at your own story with more compassion. None of this is coincidence. It is conscious feminine maturity unfolding. You are not late. You have not wasted time. You lived exactly what you needed to live to arrive here with this clarity. Now life invites you to live differently, more aligned, lighter, truer. The tiredness you feel is not from life itself. It comes from disconnection with who you truly are. And this can be transformed. Because feminine personal transformation begins the moment you listen to yourself, respect yourself, and choose yourself. When a woman changes from within, the world around her responds. Relationships adjust. Paths open. Opportunities arise. And life begins to flow with more intention, beauty, and serenity. As you remain here, listening attentively, something inside you begins to reorganize. It is not urgency. It is not anxiety. It is clarity. Because mature glamour is not born from haste. It is born from consciousness. For a long time, women were told that aging meant losing beauty, losing value, losing space. But the truth is very different. A mature woman does not lose. She refines. She releases what weighs her down. She lets go of what no longer matches her essence. She chooses more carefully where to place her energy. And that is a privilege only time can offer. A word. It is the woman who does not need to explain her boundaries, they are felt. Here, in this space, we speak to women who have crossed difficult seasons. Women who have rebuilt themselves more than once. Women who have learned, often through pain, to trust their own intuition. Mature glamour does not romanticize suffering. It honors resilience. It honors the woman who fell and rose with greater elegance. Who learned to say no without aggression. Who understood that love is not constant self-sacrifice. This channel exists to remind you of something essential. Your story has value. Your voice matters. Your time is precious. There is no delay when you live at the rhythm of your own soul. Maturity brings a rare kind of freedom, the freedom of no longer needing to prove anything, to compete, or to shrink yourself to fit. You begin to realize that some doors no longer need to be opened, because you are no longer the woman who once knocked on them. Mature glamour is choosing yourself, even when it requires courage. It is leaving places where you were always strong but rarely cared for. It is understanding that presence is worth more than promises. Here, we speak of real self-love, the kind practiced in the details. In rest without guilt. In necessary silence. In choosing not to react to everything. A mature woman learns that not every battle deserves to be fought. Some deserve only to be abandoned. And the more aligned you become with yourself, the lighter everything feels. Relationships change. Priorities rearrange. Life finds a new rhythm. Mature glamour also means allowing yourself to desire again. To desire comfort, emotional stability, conscious affection. Without fear of judgment. Without shame for your sensitivity. Without the need for external validation. Here, you do not need to hide. You do not need to diminish yourself. You do not need to explain why you chose to change. You chose to grow. And that is enough. This space was created for women who understand that maturity is not invisibility. It is refined presence. serene strength, emotional elegance. If something within you awakened as you listened to these words, trust it. You are exactly where you need to be. Stay. Listen. Feel. Mature Glamour is a constant reminder that your best phase is not behind you. It is happening now. And walking through it with awareness and pride is an act of deep self-love. If you have come this far, it is because something within you recognizes this truth. Share in the comments what has been weighing on you lately. Your story may inspire and comfort other glamorous women walking the same path. Like this video, subscribe to the channel Mature Glamour, and continue with us on this journey of self-knowledge, emotional elegance, and inner rebirth, because you deserve a life that truly matches the incredible woman you have become.